This is something that I have been thinking of for a while now, and it's a question that you guys might have thought about as well. And I think I might have a slight answer to it, but also just addressing the problem of this question. And the question is, shouldn't Malenia and Miquella be gods? You see, Malenia and Miquella are classified as demigods. The demigods are the main bosses that you fight in Elden Ring. And at the very end, that is when you do fight a boss. Now, the family tree of Elden Ring is very messed up. But Malenia and Miquella have a special story. So, to start off, we first have to really just identify what a demigod is and what a god is. A god is there, it's made. It's always been there. It's not created by someone. It's a god. A demigod is half god and half something else. Normally, it's half human, but in Elden Ring, it can either be half human or half tarnished, whatever. They're basically the same thing. Or half goat. The Elden Ring is weird. So how do you make more gods? Well, let's start off with the question, how do you make more demigods? How you make more demigods is either if a god and a tarnished get together, or if two demigods get together. Now that answers the question for how you make a god. To make a god, you have to have two gods to make another god. Because if you have two gods, it will not be a demigod because both gods are making the baby, which means it will be fully god, which means that Malenia and Miquella should be gods. Now, how do we know that they are not gods? Well, you can kill Malenia. Now, you cannot kill Miquella because Miquella is in a little bubble, but you can kill Malenia. And she is the hardest boss because she is from basically the two most powerful demigods and god because they are born from a god and a demigod. So now you would be thinking, because I told you that a god and a normal human makes a demigod. And I told you this, so it should be that Malenia and Miquella are demigods. Well, no, because it gets very weird. So we have Queen Marika. This is basically the ruler of the lands between before the great shattering. And she was a ruler and she was a god. And gods cannot be killed. So you would think that, oh, well she must be a god. Because yes, she is a god. And the game literally tells you this. So now that we know that she's a god, her husband, well, she's had multiple, but the parent, the father of Malenia and Miquella is Radagon. Now, for anyone who's played Elden Ring, you know that Radagon is kind of a weird character. You see, for some reason, Marika was like, I want the perfect husband. So what she did was she basically, how I interpret it, is she basically made someone out of herself. As in, she took a part out of her and she made Radagon. Now, some of you might think other stuff, as in, he's just a guy. But it's clearly not because in a place in the capital, the game literally tells you Radagon is Marika. So if the game tells you that these two are the same people, then the game is not lying, which means that Radagon is Marika. Well, that kind of arises a problem, as in Malenia, because, like I said earlier, you can kill Malenia. And yes, you can kill gods in this game, but there's only one god to kill. And in order to kill this god, you have to get Destined Death, which is not an optional thing to get. You have to get it, and then you can kill the god. Because some sorcery and whatever. That's how they killed another god. So you might just think, oh, well, you're using Destined Death when you kill Malenia. Well, no, because Malenia is an optional boss, and she can basically be fought as the first boss that you want to fight. Other than how you get to the mountaintop of the giants and then the concentrated snowfield, it gets a little iffy. But basically, you do not have to get Destined Death before fighting her, because you can fight her before Fire Giant, and you have to kill the Fire Giant to get Destined Death, which means that Malenia is definitely a demigod, because you can kill demigods, and you can kill her. Now, Radagon. He is very, very weird, because like I said, he is made of America, which I think she basically took a part of out of her. I don't know where, like probably in her inside or something. So basically, Radagon should be a god then. Because if Radagon is Marika, and Marika is Radagon, and Marika is a god, and they're the same people, wouldn't that mean that Radagon is god? So that's kind of strange, don't you think? Now, From Software, they are a very good studio. Now, I don't know if this is a mistake on my part, as in I am forgetting something, or a mistake on their part, as in they messed up somewhere, and you shouldn't even be able to kill Malenia. Or it's none of them, and, well, partially mine, and how, because in the real world, you cannot make someone just by yourself, as in taking part of your rib cage and just turning it into someone else. That's not how it works. So we have no like science to back up what he would actually be. But the only way that he would not really be a god is if Marika took a tarnished, as in Radagon, this picture here. This might have been him before he even met Marika. He might have just been a normal guy. But then he met her, she met him, and she was like, I want this guy. So what she did is she might have like put, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but she might have like made him into a demigod. Or maybe he's not even a demigod. Elden Ring has a weird story. So, yeah, I guess we don't really know. And I don't know if we ever will know. Of course, the DLC coming out, and on the box art, it looks like Miquella, because Miquella is another strange character that we cannot fight, and yeah, he's the other child of Marika and Radagon. Now, another factor in this to really show that Marika is Radagon and some weirdness in it is when Marika and Radagon have children, which is Miquella and Malenia. They are messed up. You see, Malenia was born with scarlet rot, and Miquella was born with something else. And basically, Malenia is blind, doesn't have an arm, and I think she also lost a leg. I'm not completely sure on that. And she had scarlet rot spreading throughout her body, and she basically would have died. And then Miquella was cursed with always being a child. Now, this isn't just a teenager or 21. No, this is like a 5-year-old. It's really creepy. So, they're definitely messed up because of these two being the same person. So, I don't know how all that works, but I just thought it was kind of weird that, they're not gods, because two gods make a god. A god and a human make a demigod. And it seems like these two are two gods. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Maybe someone else has a better answer. But yeah, that's the video. And if you do know something that I don't, please consider leaving it in the comments. The family tree is very messed up. I might make a video about that. And if you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. And also, I got a Discord. Literally, nobody has joined it. I mean, I got people in there, so it's not like it's just going to be me and you. So if you want to join it, please consider doing that. It'll be in the description. And until next time.